How's it going, everybody? The Age of War Chapter 3 is right around the corner. Scheduled to launch December 14th, 2023, so I thought I'd put together some helpful tips so you can have an epic start in the Age of War Chapter 3.
Number 10.
You have a limited amount of time to finish off your battle pass, so jump into the game, check out the challenges that are available for you, and focus on getting that battle pass finished, because once the patch comes out on the 14th, you will no longer have access to the old battle pass, and that will be replaced with the new battle pass. On a side note, if you haven't purchased the battle pass but you've completed it, you can purchase the battle pass after completion and unlock everything in that battle pass. And when you complete the battle pass, as long as you've purchased it, you will receive 1200 Crom coins, which is enough to purchase the next battle pass.
Number 9.
Taverns are being introduced with the Age of War Chapter 3, and the tavern has a lot of different functions. It's not just for role-playing and having a lively room in your base. This is something that's actually going to allow you to not only purchase items from the barkeeper, but you can also enlist Iskar the Sellsword to come to your tavern, hang out, and sell you items that will not only help you defeat the Purge, but also to raid the new base that's being built on the exiled lands. Additionally, the tavern is going to allow some NPCs to come to your tavern, sit down in the chairs that you've supplied, and those NPCs will be hireable. When you hire an NPC, you do it with gold coins, and they will be your thrall from that point on. So I would recommend starting right now, building your area for the tavern so that you have a space already set up and ready to place this new tavern piece. And the tavern piece takes up 2 foundations wide by about 1 1/3 deep, 1 1/4 deep, somewhere around there. So you can plan to build around that placeable.
Number 8.
That leads me into my next tip, which is to collect, craft, or convert your treasure into gold coins. You're going to want to have gold coins on hand and likely in a chest in your tavern to be able to purchase items or recruit thralls from your tavern. And my understanding is you're able to recruit any type of follower thrall in your tavern currently, and in the future it sounds like the devs are working on the ability for you to get crafters in your tavern, and that would be any tier. So tier 1 to tier 4, everything all the way up to name.
Number 7.
This is very specific to people that have built in a certain area on the map. If you are built in or around the area of the ruins of Al Maraha on the exiled lands, it's likely that you'll want to move. I've been in that area quite a bit in Test Live with the raid base present, and it does create quite a bit of lag even in a solo game. And I really do have a decent computer to run Conan Exiles. So my suggestion would be, if you're near that area, you would want to move prior to that being built, because I have a feeling that the lag is going to be present all the time in that area.
Number 6.
For those of you that are on PvE, these items are things that you might overlook and not worry about collecting on a regular basis, but you are going to want to collect demon blood and brimstone going forward and start crafting that into dragon powder. Since there's now a PvE base to raid, you can use these items to raid that location at Al Maraha. Now, I know a lot of you may have this stuff lying around already, but for those of you that aren't thinking about the raid mechanic and being able to use bombs, these are items that you'll need to craft dragon powder, which you then use to craft the explosive jars. Now, I'm regularly covering Conan Exiles and other survival games right here on the channel, so if you haven't already, look down below this video, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel with notifications turned on so you know when I upload another video.
Number 5.
You're also going to want to familiarize yourself with the trebuchet and the building of the trebuchet if you haven't done this in the past. It could be awkward to build because some of the pieces you build on the carpenter's bench, and then other pieces are built in the inventory of the trebuchet base, and it does take some time. So it's a good idea to familiarize yourself with that process so that you can have a seamless time of building that trebuchet once you get to the raid location. Additionally, figuring out how to adjust the targeting, how much counterweight you need in the trebuchet are all good things to practice while we're leading up to the launch of this chapter.
Number 4.
The ability for you to craft midnight potions at your base is going away with this next chapter. So if that's something that you enjoy doing, using that potion from your base to get to the Midnight Grove, my suggestion is that you craft and store these potions in refrigerators leading up to this next chapter so that you will have those handy, and once you run out of those, you will not be able to craft them. You will have to go to the site and craft them in the specialized crafting station that's there, or my suggestion would be to just spend the 5 barrel flesh to purchase them from the vendor.
Number 3.
Now this tip has to do with some of the legendary chests that were left in the overworld, or some chests that were not actually locked that produced legendary weapons. In chapter 3, they have taken the rest of the chests that remained in the overworld out of the game. And additionally, the chests that you were able to get into without keys have been either locked or removed. So if you want to get a bunch of free legendary weapons, you don't want to go into dungeons with your keys, my suggestion is to get to these locations and get those legendary weapons now. And if you're not sure where all of those are, I've got a video where I cover that, and I will link it in the top right hand corner of this video and in the description.
Number 2.
One of the big changes that's coming is in Sinner's Refuge. Now, up until this point in time in the Age of War, we've been able to get really great bows from slaughtering the Chosen of Azura. That feature is going away. It's been labeled as a bug, so they will not be dropping these amazing bows once we get this next update. So my suggestion is, if you want to have a bunch of these bows laying around so that you can use them, you need to get over to Sinner's Refuge, kill the Chosen of Azura so that you can get these amazing items before they go away in the next chapter.
Number 1.
It's time to swap your thralls. So if you've been using the Dafari thralls like the Cannibal Brute, Thugra, the Ritualist, and Cena Hidden Daggers as your follower companion, they have all taken a major nerf to their damage modifiers. So they have all been cut in half, moving them way down the list below a lot of other thralls in the modifier category. So the best thralls to go after right now are going to be Delincia Snowhunter and the Sumerian Berserker. I personally like the Sumerian Berserker more because it has a guaranteed spot where it spawns on both the Exiled Lands and the Isle of Sipta. On the Isle of Sipta, you'll be looking for the Accursed Berserker, but that is a direct copy of the Sumerian Berserker on the Exiled Lands. So go out, get those thralls, get them trained up if you don't already have them, because they are going to have the highest damage modifiers when the Age of War Chapter 3 launches. Don't forget to whack the like button on the way out, and let me know in the comment section below which one of these tips is most helpful for you. I'd like to thank all my YouTube members for their financial support. Y'all are absolute legends. If you're looking for information about Bazaar store items, I recently covered the library items in a video that's on the screen right now.